Oh, hey there, I'm Riley, and welcome to C106, where the Chronicle happens. Today we are at day 3 of J School, and today we will be learning the basics of journalism. Yay! And today we're going to take you through all the important steps of journalism.
One way that I found to find a good idea is just figure out something that you're interested in and something that excites you and makes you want to learn more about it, because that'll make your story a lot easier to write because you'll want to learn more and do different stuff like that. And then you'll just want to find somebody that does that thing or knows a lot about that thing, so you can interview them and basically, just figure out more for your story, because that'll make it exciting for other people to read, and it'll make it more exciting for you to read as well.
I think interviews are important because you need an interview basically to have a story. So without your interview, you need a story. And to pick a good interviewee, you need someone who likes to talk a lot, not someone who's really shy and quiet and who won't talk a lot. You also need someone who's very passionate about the story. So if, let's say you're doing a story about basketball and you interview someone who plays softball. I mean, you can't really do that, but you also need the opposite perspective too of the story, so you have both sides.
The option of the interview is important because you need to have your quotes written down, so when you want to use them in your article, you can go back and easily just either copy and paste or rewrite the quotes or whatever you decide to do. For the article to properly, be written, you have to have the good quotes that you're going to use in your article.
Finding an angle is important because it really gives you the topic and it lets you understand what you're going to write about, because if you just pick a general topic, then you don't really have a specific thing that you want to write about. And I had trouble finding the angle at first because there were so many possibilities that could be there in my topic, but after I narrowed it down to what I'm really interested in, it really helped me figure out what I should do for my angle.
To come up with a lead in our story, it's very important to first brainstorm and think of plenty of ideas so that you're not stuck with just one. When you have more than one, it's easier to pick a better one because you have more choices. To think of a good idea for your story or the lead of your story, I think it's good to think of what you're writing about first and see if it actually matches, and think about other details about your topic. So maybe you could branch out into puns or other creative writing pieces.
Inverted pyramid is important in journalism because it helps you plan your story you're writing, and you can understand how to write your story, so you don't really make any mistakes in the format of how you're writing it, and it makes sense to people who read it.
So we are teaching different aspects of writing and journalism to really teach kids how to use journalism in the real world and how that differs from what they're learning in the classroom. So for example, they're learning techniques of how a story is formatted, and they're learning how to pick their sources carefully so they can have really knowledgeable people, as well as learn how to ask the right questions so they can have the story told well, as well as incorporating quotes that they get from their interviews into their own writing to be able to tell the story.
I think journalism is important because it's important that you're informing your audience that may not be aware of certain things that are going on around their community, presenting facts that might get skewed if not reported otherwise. So I think it's just really helpful in informing an audience.
I enjoy journalism because it allows me to be creative and learn things that I wouldn't learn inside of a classroom, like being professional, learning how to talk to people, collecting information, analyzing. Journalism is important to me because I'm actually going to study it in college, and I hope to have a career out of it one day. Like I said, it just lets me be creative, and it's just a really good time.
And that's all for today. We'll see you later.